Hello students. So in the previous class we have started with a new chapter and that is water. We were talking about the water student that why water is essential for us, and in that we started with that of the uses of the water. So when we talking about the uses student, we discussed that where we use water and how the uses of the water, it states that water is very essential for each and every living organisms. So we said students that if we talk about the uses of the water, so it will start with that our home. Okay, so the water is used in our home in the form of for the drinking purpose, or for bathing, or for brushing, or for cleaning or washing. So all these things are what we used to do, all these things with the help of water itself. So this is the use of water at home. Then the second we discuss is that of the agriculture. So we studied that water is also used in the agriculture students. So in agriculture we studied that it is useful in the irrigation purpose, as well as all the plant they need water for their growth and process of photosynthesis. As well as if we talk about the sea, we talk about the other water bodies like that of the pond or a lake. So you will see they also consisting of an aquatic plant and that of the animals. Okay, so the water is also necessary for their own survival, because they cannot live without water. They take the oxygen dissolved in that of the water itself. Then we studied that not only for the plants or for the animals, but even in the if we talk about the industries or in the factories also, the use of water is there. Like in the paper industry or in the cloth or the chemical or the medicine industry, you see use of water is there. Okay, so we can say that it is also used in the industry. Then we studied that this water is also used, we can say that the water bodies is basically used by that of the travelers, by the sailors, to transport the goods from one place to that of the another. Okay, so it is a kind of a medium which helps the traveler to move from one place to the another place. Then we studied that this water also help in the dispersal of the seed. So the plant or the tree which is present at the bank of the river, the seed, it gets forced down in the water, and with the help of the water it flows to the other place, and there as it reaches to the land it germinates, and after germination it grows into a tree or that of a plant. And finally we discussed that water is used for generating the electricity. Okay, so the electricity, that is the movement of the turbine. We studied student that a high speed of water, it helps in rotating the turbine, and that turbine help in generating the electricity. Not only this, if we talk about the coal students, so the steam which is produced by that of the boiler help in rotating the turbine, and due to which we can say that it help in generating the electricity also. Then we started with that of the source of water, and we studied that the rainwater and the water which we get from the glaciers. Okay, so the water glaciers they melted, and as they melt they gives water to us, and that water will finally mixes with the river. So a lot of water bodies are there, including that of the river students, or ponds, or lakes, okay, or ocean, or sea. So if we talk the pure form of a water, so we study that is the rainwater and the water which we get from the melting of the glaciers or icebergs. So these both water is both are the source of that of the giving the pure form of water to us students. So this rainwater, that of the glacier. Now rainwater we obtain from that of the rainfall. This rainwater, as it is the purest form of water, we can drink it directly student, because it does not consisting of any germs. But as it reaches to the land, this rainwater finally mixed with that of the rivers, with that of the pond or lake. Okay. So as it mixes with that of the river or that of the pond, makes the water unfit for drinking, because the water as it mixes with the river, it consisting of the germs in it, and due to the presence of germs, it is not fit for drinking. Okay, not only this student, the same thing happened with that of the icebergs. When the icebergs or the glacier they melted, the water which is released by that of the melting glaciers, it will finally mixes with that of the river, pond or that of the lake. Okay, so again that water is consisting of germs in it, so it is not fit for drinking. So we do not drink the water directly from that of the water bodies, that is from the river or that of the pond or lake. So what we will do first, student, at first we will do the purification. So before drinking, purification of water is necessary for drinking. Okay, so purification is important, and this purification we do it before drinking before consuming the water. Okay, so we are talking about the purification. We study that there are the two sources, including that of the rainwater or the glacier. When we talk about the rainwater, students, so if you see the rainwater, most of the rainwater, it goes and mixes with that of the river. Right now we discussed also, students. But there are some water, some amount of water, it goes to the soil. Okay, so as it reaches to the soil it consisting of gaps in it. The soil particles are having a small voids in it, small gaps in it. So the water gets seeps into the ground. It goes under the ground. Okay, so from the gap it starts moving inside to that of the ground. Okay, and finally as it reaches to the that of the ground, under the ground, it will form a water reservoir. Okay, it means the water start getting collected there at under that of the ground. Okay, so this rainwater, most of the rainwater from the soil also, from as it comes to the land, it will finally goes and mixes to the river. But some amount of water, it will seeps into the soil, goes under the ground, there it get collected and form a water reservoir, and finally we dig that place. We find it that which place is having a lot of water, we dig that place and we get another water body, and that is a well. Okay, so well is what, student? Well consisting of a water present under the ground. Right? So well consisting of a water which is present under the ground, and such kind of a water is also known as underground water. Okay, student? So underground water. So basically what happened, this rainwater, it seeps under the ground, get collected and forms the underground water. This underground water, we can use it by digging it, and that we call as well. So well is what? Consisting of a rainwater. Now, what about this water? Is this safe to drink the water directly from coming from that of the well? Yes. So we can say that this well consisting of a purest form of water or pure form of water. So it is safe to drink it. So no need to purify it, it is already purified. So it is safe to drink the water which we take from that of the well. Okay. So this is about the underground water. In some places what happens, student, this underground water, how can we take this underground water? We will dig it and finally we will get the underground water. Okay. So we will pull it with the help of a bucket and finally we can drink the underground water. In some places what happens, this underground water comes to that of the ground automatically. Okay, or it will comes out to that of the ground without taking it, and such kind of a water is known as a springs. So spring is what this underground water starts coming outside. Okay, so that is known as springs. We can define it underground starts coming out of ground. That is known as a spring. Okay, so spring is also having a pure form of water. Okay, student. So spring and that of the well, both of them is having a pure form of water. Now, when we talk about the pure form of a water or water which we can drink, on that basis, water is also divided into two, students. First one is the fresh water, second one is the saline water or marine water. Let me tell you, the water is also divided into two. The first one is the fresh water and the second one is the saline water. Okay, fresh water is what, student? Which we can consume it. Although the amount of the fresh water is very low, it is almost 1%. Okay, so Earth is covered with 70% of our water, but out of that only 1 to 2% of fresh water is available to us. Okay, so fresh water is, we can understand in a very simple language that fresh water does not contains salt in it. Okay, so it does not contain salt in it. It means this type of a water we can drink it easily. Okay, so such kind of a water is known as a fresh water. Saline is what? The term saline is telling about the salt. Okay, so consisting of a salt. Okay, so it consisting of a salt in it. So saline water is water which consisting of a salt in it. We can use the another term for that of the saline is marine water. Okay, so you can use marine water or that of the saline water. So these are the two type of a water. Which water which we can drink, student, is that of the fresh water. The fresh water, it does not consisting of a salt, so we can use the fresh water. Now, where is we get the fresh water and in which water body did we get the saline water, student? So, fresh water, basically we obtain this. Which type of a water body? It is in the river. It is in the ponds, lakes, wells, spring, etc. So river, pond, lake, well, spring, all these water does not consisting of a salt in it. So such kind of a water is known as a fresh water. So we can say that river, pond, lake, well, spring, it consisting of a fresh water in it. Now if we talk about the saline water, students, so saline water or that of the marine water, it is basically present sea or ocean. So sea and ocean consisting of a water, that water is a saline water. It means the sea water or that or the ocean water consisting of a salt in it. Okay, and we cannot consume that of the marine or that of the saline water. It means the water consisting of a salt in it. Okay, so water bodies, the consisting of a different types of a water, fresh water and that of the saline water. Fresh water basically present in the river, in pond, in lake. Fresh water is what? Which does not consisting of a salt in it. Saline water consisting of a salt in it, and it is basically present in the sea and ocean. Student, this saline water, it is present in the sea and water, and almost 2/3 of the water is covered with this sea water only, this saline or that of the marine water. Okay, so most of the water which is present in the earth is basically consisting of a water that have a salt dissolved in it. So we can say most of the earth is covered with that of the saline water. So we cannot consume the saline water, and it is, you can say, the richest source of that of the water, means the most of the water is present in the sea and ocean only. So what is the role which is played by that of the ocean and sea water, students? So basically, these water bodies, they help in carrying the cycle, and that is known as a water cycle. So it helps in carrying the water cycle, student. How is this, your student? You see the ocean and the sea water, as it comes in as the sunlight falls on the surface of the ocean and that of the sea water, the upper layer of the water, it get heated, and you know that when you provide the heat to the water, water will get converted into that of the water vapor. Okay, so the sea and the ocean, the upper surface of the water, it get heated due to sunlight, and thus the upper layer of the water get converted into water vapor. Okay, so as it converted into water vapor, it reaches to the to a height, to the upper height, and there it get converted into the water droplet, and finally in the form of a rain, it comes to the earth. Okay, so you see here, students, at first what happened? This water was consisting of a salt in it, right? This is the water which is present at the upper surface of the ocean and the sea water. So we can say that this water is consisting of a salt in it. As the sunlight it falls on it, what will happen? It get converted into water vapor. This water vapor, finally it goes to the height, to that of the upward direction. Okay, so as it goes to that of upper height, then what will happen? There the temperature is lower, so it will get converted into water droplets, and finally this water droplet comes to the ground in the form of a rain. Okay, so in the form of a rain, it finally comes to the ground and get mixed to that of the ocean and sea water. So by this we can say it completes the water cycle. But students, here it is started with the salty water, as it reaches to water droplet, and finally it comes to ground in the form of a rain, and you know that rainfall is what? It is the pure form of a water. Okay, so this sea water help in converting the saline water, the water consisting of a salt, into that of the fresh water or a pure form of a water. So most of the water get evaporated from the ocean and the sea only, and this sea and ocean help in evaporating the water to water vapor. Finally water vapor converted into water droplets and comes to ground in the form of a rain. This rain is the pure form of water. It means it does not consisting of a salt in it. So although this ocean and sea, we cannot drink it, but it helps in giving us a pure form of a water, student. Now if it is like that, we can also convert the ocean and the sea water into the pure form. We will provide a heat to it, and finally we will get a pure form of a water. But this process is very costly. Okay, so it is not possible to convert the ocean or that of the sea water into a pure form of a water, students. Okay, so understand this much, that it is the saline water which help in giving a pure form of a water. Now we will understand the another term, that is the states of that of the water. Okay, So we study the sources of the water, that from where we get the water. Now we will talk about what are the different states of water. So what are the different states, students? So basically you see the water, it can exist in a solid state, it can exist in a liquid state, as well as it can exist in a gas. How, students? So you can say that the water can exist in all the three forms of a matter, whether it is a solid, whether it is a liquid, or that of the gas. Solid, student, you can take an example of a ice. Ice is what? It is a solid one. When you take the water in that of the tray and you keep that water in the fridge, what will happen? The temperature is very low, and due to which the water get converted into ice. Okay, so that ice is what? It is a solid form of water. So we can say that ice, it exists in nature in the solid state. Then the simple water that we drink, students. So it is in the liquid state. Okay, when you take out the tray from the fridge, what will happen? It will get melt, and finally it will get converted into the water itself. So a normal water that we drink, that we use for a different purpose, it always exists in a liquid state. Now gaseous, students. So in gaseous it is water vapor. We use the another term for that of the water vapor, student, and that is steam. Okay, so either water vapor or that of the steam. So now when you provide a heat to that of the water, what will happen? This water will get converted into a water vapor, which is the gaseous form of the water or that of the steam, students. Okay, so it can exist in water, it can exist in the ice, which is a solid state, it can exist in a water, which is a liquid state, as well as it can exist in a steam or water vapor, this which is a gaseous state. Okay, so you can see, student, that we can convert the one form of a water to the other form very easily. How is this, student? We had taken ice. Okay, so ice is present in the tray that is kept in the fridge. Okay, as you take it out from that fridge at a room temperature, or as you take it out from that of the fridge and keep it outside, what will happen? The ice starts melting. Right? It starts melting. And as it starts melt, what will happen? This ice will get converted into water. Right? Now, you take this water and you heat it again. As you heat it, what will happen? This water will get converted into that of the steam. Okay? So, when you take it out to the room temperature, the solid get converted into the liquid state, and when this liquid state is heated, it will get converted into the gaseous state. And now see this, student. So, once you have taken the tray outside the fridge, it get converted into the water. Now, what you have done, you have taken the tray, pour the water in that of the tray, and then you keep the tray in the fridge again. What will happen? You will see that after some time, this water will get converted into the ice again. Okay, so basically what you had done, student, you had taken the tray, pour the water on it and keep it in the fridge. What the fridge does? Fridge freezes the water. Okay, so water, it gets freezed and get converted into ice, that is the solid form of water. Now, you had heated the water to that of the water vapor, that is the gaseous form of a water, and now what you have done, you just kept it in a cool place. We can take an example of this. If suppose you have taken a container, student, okay, and you are boiling it. Now, you cover the container with a lid. What you will see that the steam which is present on that of the lid, after some time, due to as the temperature lowers down, this steam steam will get converted into the water droplets, or we can say it will get converted into the state of liquid, that is water. Okay, so when you heat it get converted into steam, and when the temperature becomes lower, or when you cool it, you can say when you cool it, then this steam again get converted into water. Okay, so when you melt it, ice get converted into water. When you freeze it, water get converted into ice. When you heat it, when you provide the heat to it, it will get converted into water vapor. And when you cool it, when you lower the temperature, it will finally get converted into the water again. Okay, so these are the conditions by which you can convert the one form of a water to the other form, student, very easily. Okay, so we can say that it can exist in a 3-state, solid, liquid and a gas, and all the 3 states can be converted easily, students. Write the 3 states of a matter in different points, students. That is, the first one is the solid state. Okay, so you will write it, water can exist in solid state like ice or snow. So you have heard about that of the snow, student, that during a very low temperature, what will happen? The snowfall occurs instead of that of the rainfall. So rainfall, that rain which is a liquid get converted into the solid, and you will see the snowfall occur. So like that of the ice or the snow, which is the solid form of a water. So it can exist in a solid state. Okay, so how this ice is formed? It is formed due to the frozen of the liquid state or frozen of the water. So like ice or snow, which is formed by freezing. Second one is that water can exist in liquid state also, students. Okay, liquid state like that of the tap water that we use in our houses, in our home, or the river water, or any of the water bodies. So it is that of the lake or the pond. You will see the water that we use, it is in the liquid state. Okay, students. Then the next one is the water can exist in gaseous state. How does it occur, student? So, it can exist in a gaseous state. So, when you heat the water, it gets converted to steam, okay, or water vapor. Okay, so steam is what? It is the hot water. Okay, when you provide the heat to it, the steam is formed, students. Okay, so when you increase the temperature, when you heat it, water gets converted into the steam or the water vapor, which is the gaseous state. Okay, now in this one only we will discuss about the conversion also, that how can we convert it. So, we can convert it, conversion of water. How conversion of the water, student? Here we are talking that water can be converted from the solid to liquid, liquid to gas, or gas to liquid, liquid to that of the solid again. So when you first one we will write it when ice melts. When ice melts, what happened? Water is formed. Okay, so here ice is what? It is a solid one. Okay, solid form of water get converted into liquid is formed. It means it is a liquid states of matter. Okay, or liquid form of water, students. Okay. Second one, when water freezes, gets converted to ice. Okay, students. So when ice melts, water is formed. When water freezes, it gets converted into ice. So you can see here, water is what here, student? It is the liquid state and get converted to solid, get converted to ice. That is the solid form of water. Okay, so you can see here, students, solid get converted to liquid in the first one, and in the second one, liquid get converted to solid again. Okay, so at first ice converted to water. In the second one you see we can convert the water also into ice. In the first one ice when melt water is formed. In the second one you see when water freezes it will form the ice again. The same thing we can do for the steam also, students. So in case of a steam, you can see here the third one, students. So in the third one you see that when water is heated, steam, hot water, steam is formed. Steam is what? It is a hot gas, you can say. Okay, so water is what here? It is a liquid. When it is heated, it will form steam, and that steam is a gas. Okay, so when you heat it, it will get converted to liquid to gas. Fourth one, when steam cools down, what will happen? Water is formed. Okay, so when steam cools down, its temperature get lower down. Steam is what, student? It is a gas. When it get lower down, the heat get lower down, it cools, then it will get converted into water, that is a liquid state. So liquid get converted, means gas get converted into the liquid again. So in the first case you will see that liquid get converted to the gas. In the second one you see the gases get converted into the liquid again, student. So we can convert the one form of a water into the other form of water.